I'm joined by Jade Weiner of Angeion Group International. Welcome to the Global Class Actions Symposium 2025, Jade.
Thank you, Robert.
Now, you kindly wrote something for the programme for this event, and I noticed some comments you made about access to justice. I mean, that's something that every human on the planet would support. But why does that side of what you do appeal to you so much as opposed to just the nuts and bolts of your day-to-day work?
Thanks, Robert. And access to justice for me is very consequential, not only in the work that I do now, but in the entire trajectory of my career leading up to this point. So most of my experience is in human rights law, equality law, as well as working very much at the core of access to justice with a lot of NPOs and NGOs and public policy organizations, and then working on some of the largest group action litigations in the UK, some of them mentioned here today. The transition into my role at Angeion Group International now allows me a very real opportunity, especially at the distribution stage, to work very closely with judgment creditors and realize legal redress in a very tangible and meaningful way for them.
Is it always worth it? And what I mean by that is, I won't mention any names, but in this jurisdiction and in others, you can have claims and cases that rumble on for years and months and have millions involved. And at the end of the day, the claimant, an individual claimant, might walk away with 25 quid. Does that make it all worth it?
Look, it depends who you ask. I'd say the amount of the award is not as important as the award itself. And there's so much to be said about a regime and a meaningful outcome that feeds into not only the rule of law, but a sustainable mechanism for any claimant to come forth and get justice. And that justice is so much more than the 25 quid you've mentioned. It's an award of a wrongdoing or a harm or a judgment, or even in a settlement if there is no liability, in their favor and an acknowledgement of their claim.
Sure. Now, I've been reading about something called, I'm going to check this, the invisible claimant problem. What is it, and how do you get over it?
Well, the invisible claimant problem to me means the individuals or businesses who have a claim but don't realize their claim. And that could be for a whole variety of reasons, but a lot of the time it's because they might not trust in the system. And trust really is that barrier that we need to overcome. And the way we work at Angeion Group International, this means very much a mechanism that is based on numbers or the metrics that we measure, how many claims and how quickly can we move them through the process. But it's also a very much narrative approach, and that is how does the claimant interact with the system. And it's balancing innovation and technology, which is very much what we're about at our core, but also putting the judgment creditor at the center of the process. And I think that's where people or businesses will show up. It's if they're engaging with the system, that's not being done to them, it's being done for them, makes a big difference in participation rates.